All right, so since I'm like trying to play more tempo, I've been just trying to pick portals that are more tempo based.
Yeah.
If you had two sentinels here, like Garen, would you ever take this Lilia?
Yeah. I
Okay,
think I think like Mordekaiser and Garen are good units, so you get items either and they'll kill units. I think your goal when you play tempo is just to kill units. Like play like a bard backline to support your sentinels and you'll be fine. Like it's
okay.
very cheap board and they're strong units.
Do you ever try to make 10 here
Uh
or hold
can
the?
yeah, you can make 10. I mean Mord is really good, but
I don't have any other units to really
uh
take advantage of that.
actually it's probably wrong to make 10. You could make 10, like it's not the worst, but it's probably
Hmm.
wrong just because your items are either Spark or Morello. It can be even shot as well, but like you need a unit that holds it right.
Yeah.
I think Mordekaiser is a good enough unit to hold these, and then you just go for a headliner, backliner. So I think, yeah, it's probably correct to keep the Mordekaiser, uh,
Okay.
for sure.
So because I don't have a headliner yet, I'm like leaning towards what doesn't kill you out of these three options.
That's fine by me, I think. Ooh, all right. So I mean, you have the Mordekaiser. I mean, just adaptive. I think it's really strong. Uh,
Uh,
think of it as like I don't know. It's just having a lot of items is really strong. You could make another one if you want. You could combine it with Spark even or even Shroud, and you'll be really strong for the moment. You'll have a 3 item frontliner guaranteed by carousel, whatever item you make. Because you make Evan
mm,
Shroud, you could easily get a Crown Guard. If you make Morello, you get another adaptive. Like it should be easy to hit these items. If you, like whatever you decide, you make Spark, you can make anything about Sunfire, Warmog, doesn't matter. So you're gonna have a 3 item frontliner, and that's really strong for tempo if you're playing tempo wise. I actually like fully
mm.
adapted a lot. I check it a lot. What
So
doesn't
even
kill
on a
you?
Mord one,
Yeah. More is actually one of the better units. I think the out of the all 3 costs, other than Set with Bruiser, Mort is probably the single-handedly best frontliner holder. I mean, that's why he's played like that's why he's itemized in every like reroll comp, right? As
mm,
the frontliner. Um, if you play what doesn't kill you, I think you have to play very not risky, but like I think you have to with your items, you have to itemize reroll anyways.
yeah.
Um, so it's gonna be it's whatever I guess you want at the moment. But honestly, with fully adapted, you can still play reroll because it's really strong at any of the reroll comps anyways. 'Cause
Mm.
they're all like AP, right? So
Okay, so like knowing when to try to get a three item front line, because when I think about three item, like right away, I'm like, okay, I should think about a headliner that's going to get the three items. So this is like kind of situational to know which three cost is one star three cost is strong enough to actually do that with.
I think it's because you have the Mordekaiser already. If it was anything else, I wouldn't tell you to get it. If it was like a Nico, I wouldn't tell you to get it. Like Nico's not bad with it, but it's not Mordekaiser. It's literally just Mordekaiser. I don't know which other unit you take with it. If you had the headliner, of course, yeah, you could probably take it as well if it was a frontliner, but it's just because it's Mordekaiser. Yeah.
How do you like figure out that Mordekaiser is like the one three cost that's worth doing that?
I think it's another. This is ability and his traits. Like if you get Pentakill in, he already has damage reduction, and his ability is just shield. Is a lot stronger. I think his shield is the strongest shield of like all the other 3 calls, and that's just it. And he has to carry Sentinel, so it's easy to splash.
I see. Okay, so he wouldn't be strong until you get both his traits active.
I mean, he's still strong because you don't need both his traits in stage 2.
I
So
see.
like the scale of the game, right? The way it scales, he's gonna be strong stage 2 because his ability and how much HP he has. Um, he's gonna be strong stage 3 because then you splash Pentakill on Sentinel. And stage 4, I mean, yeah, he's gonna fall off, but he's still gonna be relevant.
Okay. Okay. So I was scouting the lobby, see how strong people were, and generally they had their headliners.
Huh. Have you also email maybe you played it?
Yeah.
See, I was thinking like stronger. You shouldn't be afraid to make 10 and then soul open if you have to. Yeah, this is good. Like next year, you shouldn't be afraid to make 20 either. This is the one good thing about this comp, you make 20 easily. I mean, this augment.
Hmm. So now I'm basically thinking some type of super fan reroll.
Yeah, I agree. In terms of items, it looks like the easiest thing to play. It looks like there's people that have a lot of kills out, so you probably can't play kill. Uh, Probably has to play maybe Seraphine or Lulu.
Hmm.
And I think most people with the what doesn't carry pick Seraphine actually. You have a lot of items for Echo, Nico, Ari, Akali. Um, I would actually make 30 here as well.
Okay. I was like thinking I'd try to preserve HP, but yeah,
Now, with this augment, it's like, it doesn't really matter because you shouldn't lose anymore after you spiked.
I
And,
see.
and if you lose, you'll probably only take one unit loss. Um, let's just, like in a perfect world, you do 5 loss with like minimum losses.
Hmm.
But that relies a lot on scouting, positioning, and just multi scouting. Both.
Okay, so even though I like killed 2 units there, so that's like 4 HP, it's like not worth the gold. Like 4 HP for 1 extra gold. I
Uh,
guess it's not just 1 extra gold, right? It's like
I don't know if you
you end up
scouted.
being
The thing is, I don't know if you scouted to see how strong everyone else was. Because if you win the round, then you lose a lot
oh
more.
yeah.
That's
I
just
did
so.
scout earlier and I think for the most part the lobby was very strong.
Okay, then that's correctly. I agree.
Okay. And then here I'm thinking Nico with tier
Yeah,
gets super fan and then
it's
yeah.
pretty good. That guy's that guy's probably playing surfing actually.
2 adaptives?
I don't know. I saw him hold surfing and to that.
Oh. So here you also try to make 40, sell everything but the super fans.
Yeah. You win.
Yeah, because also, yeah, I think, or, okay, no.
Probably almost one. That's pretty good. Yeah. I mean, I think making 40-50 is really strong. So uh, when you can
Although
do it,
in hindsight, given what actually happened, like probably saved like 10 HP, right? The
yeah,
last 2 rounds.
yeah. I mean, it's really good. If you save HP and you still lost, that just means you get more value for your element, right? Like you get more
Right.
in the future, and you'll get more. But um, I don't know. I mean, you did the correct way for sure. I'm wrong here, so um,
So I'm still trying to keep Kale open, but I think someone else already is like heavily leaning Kale. And then I got the 2 tiers.
yeah, very interesting. So I mean, we could pause and look at it. Actually, we'll pause after the next element. Next element.
Okay. Do you slam anything here or just wait until 3-2 on the roll down to like figure out what headliner to hit?
depends on his board. I mean, you're on the right side, like as in your Vi will kill the Tom Kench. But I don't think you get past the Olaf, so I don't think it matters if you slam anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you were to slam something, what would it be? Like,
You could always slam Spark.
okay.
Yeah, that's the one you could always slam here. And then you could wait to see what. I mean, maybe you could keep Rod maybe for KO against Shoes. But like you said, I think there's a lot of kills gone already.
Mhm.
Not only this guy, he has two. There's another guy that's holding two. Like I'm pretty sure that guy was playing on his board as if he wants to play it. You could probably just with that like there's already like 7 kills out. I think you should just X that out of your mind. So I think
Yeah.
knowing that you could slam Spark IMO.
Okay. The other thing with the rod is I'm like thinking if I want to play Seraphine possibly, then Shojin Morello would be ideal, in which case I want to save the rod, or is in the mid game like Spark even just better?
Spark's yeah, Spark's better in the mid game. I mean, people are gonna tell you like should probably better late game because your Spark dies easily. But you could honestly just itemize both. It's not bad if you need both.
Mm,
Because you're gonna have a lot of items. You shouldn't worry about like your items being perfect this game. With what doesn't kill you, you're gonna have a few extra components over everyone. So you should just play strongest at the moment. And I think your items look better. The cloak kind of becomes that. I mean, you can make if you make let's say Shojin Morello, you can make I guess adaptive,
mhm.
or you can make shift. That's not bad either. I mean, all your options are really good. So in reality, they're not bad. It's just what gives you the most uh, flexible. I guess you might need blue buff for Lulu, so I don't know if you want to X out the fact that like if you want to make a Shojin yet, like there's a lot of options. So I would just wait for all.
Okay. I guess I could have put the belt on Mordekaiser because it's unlikely I'm playing Mord.
True. But yeah, you guys with the discos and pre-level here. I don't think you're ever playing discos.
Okay. Yeah.
The fix is really strong. Um,
So
okay.
I'm not doing submit to the pit, I don't think.
No, you're not. Um,
Yeah, and then not heavy hitters. So if I'm doing reroll golden tickets, like not horrible.
I wouldn't take on a ticket. I think you need a combat item at this point of the game. Like I wouldn't X out heavy
Mm.
hitters. Because if you do reroll two calls that you're choosing, I think you'll easily hit. And heavy hitters scales a lot with KDA if you are playing it. Like if you are gonna play towards Nico 3 and Seraphine 3 and stuff like that, I think you be really strong once you hit.
Mhm.
Um, but if not, the thing about I know they say you have to play real comp, but golden ticket it's not like best. It's not bad here if you want to guarantee it. You would take golden ticket here if you're just gonna roll everything to 0 out 6,
Uh-huh.
and you're just gonna you hope you hit. And if you hit, you just ride the wave. If you're not gonna do the exact same play, you don't take it. If you're gonna just roll a bit, stabilize, and then away econ a bit, like you don't play like that. Because you're down two combat outcomes already, and you need to spike immediately. You need to streak as well, and ride your win streak to level 8, level 9 quickly. And now you're gonna fall off eventually, anyways. Uh, so it's just what you're gonna do at the moment and what you want to do. You could take out a
Mhm.
ticket because you could slam every item here, like you said. Like we already talked about the items. You can slam Shojin, Morello. Um, you can make adaptive shit, spark. Like you can make everything. So it's just what your game plan is and what you prefer doing.
Okay, so golden ticket seems like it'd be a pretty safe top four play, but or maybe top five play, but not like not going to give you a better cap. Is what which is what you're looking for.
Yeah, I think it's just not as safe because like if you have to roll to 0 here and you do low roll, you're going to take it, then you're probably about 4 and your spot's pretty good. Whereas if you just get any combat element like a Jolo just 1
Hmm.
or 2, I forgot what's up it, just the golden Jolo is. I mean, you'll be a lot more stable than uh having to roll all your gold if you need to
Okay.
sell everything on your board. So
Okay. So roll those two.
okay. I mean, two of the fans is not bad. If you're playing Seraphine, the thing is like it's hard to play Gnar. I think it's probably better if you play Pentakill with two of the fans. Um, for sure, I'm pretty sure Pentakill's better than Seraphine. I mean, they're both probably really good with it. It's just not. It's very. I mean, you're playing a super fan board, so it's another
The
thing
only,
where like you have to roll aggressively again with this augment because it falls off as well. So like
yeah.
you'd have to hit. Where I think Cottontail will probably be better than Duel fans. Because Seraphine
Uh-huh.
healed already, and in kill you want on Gunblade, so you're already healing. Like core skins is Gunblade plus whatever. Normally the super fan, but yeah, so I don't think you need Duel for the fans.
Okay. The other thing with Do It For The Fans is, in my mind, it's like better if you have, I mean, basically you need to have some tank items to take advantage of that healing, I assume, because otherwise your Nico just like dies right away.
Right. Yeah, you don't have any. Like you have one tank item at most. So
Yeah.
you're right.
Okay. Okay, so I take golden ticket. Do you ever go Kai'Sa here?
No. It's not a
Okay.
comp. Don't get rid of that comp.
Okay. I feel like that was a comp for a little bit, no?
No, I played a lot of
Okay.
jazz reroll and stuff like that. I would never play. I had my face in my life over MF.
Okay.
I don't know how that went down. So yeah, here you can slam on one or the other, adaptive or shiv. It's probably adaptive. Actually, is it adaptive?
Just because my front line's so
Actually,
weak.
actually, yeah. I think yeah. Just because your front line's weak. And the boy just wait for an R item later on. You have to go for another play item.
Although open bow is super awkward though, because I already have the Morello. I mean, I guess you want
It could be
mana
Nashers or
first.
Giants there for Organs is for
Oh,
Ori. It doesn't. There's three options. It's not bad. It's just you need the front line right now. And if you're
okay.
not gonna itemize a front line item right now, like I said, you have to roll a zero. You can't be patient over 50. You can't be. You have to roll aggressively here and hope
Okay.
either you hit everything three or you just hit everything two seconds. You can't be playing out like this. Like for the stage, you need Nico 2 or Echo 2 at least, stuff like that.
Hmm. You sell the Lulus here?
Yeah, you saw Lulu.
Okay.
You're not going for Lulu 3. So like, but here I
Oh,
think the
man.
cheapest frontline is probably Gargoyle. As in terms of frontline, yeah, Gargoyles is probably the best thing you get for your as your solo front item for now.
Hmm.
s-
So are you still rolling to zero here? Or I guess I'm like looking at
no,
these.
no, no. You have to you make a choice at 3-2. Either I roll aggressively to zero, not zero, but like to 10,
Mhm.
or then I just try to go 7 for because when you stop rolling, like you can't roll aggressively at 3-5 or like 3-6 because at that point, when you roll aggressively at 3-2, you have those few stages to make your econ back up to decide whether you roll again at 6 or go to 7. Whereas if you don't do either, I mean, your plan is probably closed.
Okay, so I shouldn't be rolling here.
No, you
Okay.
should look for 7, and your spike would be a lot harder at 7, especially if you can't go 8 this game, which obviously it looks like you can't go 8 because you never streaked this game. So
Hmm.
you're gonna have to hit like RE2 or Kali 2 maybe at 7. I mean, yeah, at 7. Or maybe you have to go for 3-star Nico or Echo at 7. And you have to because you have golden ticket. Now you'll be down like
Okay. So I think that's the big mistake I'm making in how I'm playing Seraphine is I'm just rolling at six too much.
I mean, it's fun to roll six until you have a few copies, like I said, six, seven, and then you push. It depends on how much HP you have. This was a illusory game, so you have to spike a lot sooner. You can't be giving HP for free.
Hmm.
So that's just the difference. But yeah, I should definitely play the Ari. The Ari one is better than
Oh, okay.
the 5K is strong. Like if you had Ari 1 and 3 2 over the Lulu, I think you actually win all your rounds. That's just how strong Ari is.
Mm,
Um, or at least 5KD with Ari. Like Lulu's a good unit, but Ari's just the synergy. It's just too good.
okay. Out of these three, I'm thinking Crash Test because I just don't have much frontline.
Yeah, nobody crushes this bad. But let me. How good are your TDA hexes? Let me just look at your board real quick.
It's the I think it's the one that's like this in the middle of the back line and one in the middle.
Dude, you just go back a few seconds so I can see your board.
Okay, sure. Uh,
Or a few seconds forward. It doesn't matter. I just want to see it.
okay.
I actually think best friends is good for these hexes, and I think best friends is actually in terms of like mana regen, it's really good. I mean, Crashes is really good, but
Uh-huh.
I actually think best friends is higher cap just because it makes you cast more. Like the attack speed and the armor
Oh,
is not irrelevant. In
uh-huh.
comp like this, like if you keep Ari and Seraphine attack speed, in the future it becomes Sona Lulu. Like it's actually really strong, and it gives some of your frontliners like your useless, the ones that are itemized, like some armor as well. Um,
Uh-huh.
don't get me wrong, Crashes is not bad, but I do think you need some sort of combat augment. I don't think Crashes is a combat augment, whereas the other one it is. And people don't value. I guess I think most people wouldn't take Best Injury, but I would, and I think that is the stronger play. That's just from my personal experience. I've played so many AP lines because AP lines were always my favorite in any set.
Mm,
And stuff like pumping up, stuff like just plus your team for attack speed. There's a reason why, like back in the day when Seeks was a thing of build craftable, you can stack it on like all your AP backliners, and they'll do a lot. They'll do a lot, and it's just attack speed. It's just like all the show generators. Like you just cast a lot more and you do a lot more. And that's just why I think Best Friend is good. And not only that, it gives you armor as well. And it's not even like
mm.
bad armor. It gives you like what was it 20 or 30 armor? Like that's a lot. That's not little. So,
Okay.
and just because your KDA hexes are good, I think I would take it. It's also
So
like
as far as
80 lobby, right? A lot of people play 80, so
yeah, I think so. As far as if I did take best friends, you probably put the Echo and the Lilia together on one side, and then the Kennen with the Nico in the middle. Like so, Kennen wouldn't have a KDA hex.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, Eloboy, you get to fit it all, and if you hit any lobby, then it becomes easier. But
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
Crash just got nerfed a lot, and it's not as good as it used to be. And
Oh,
I
what was
think,
the nerf? Stun time or
I mean,
speed?
it doesn't get targeted initially. They also nerfed how further it jumps. Before you used to jump a lot further.
Oh.
They also nerfed the scaling of it, like the HP. Like they nerfed it just too many times because it was just too strong. And I think it's only really good if you are playing like an Ezreal board, Hearthstone board. Just
Mhm.
because you get to stack it with like Nilawi and all this online. So not, but or if you have another dummy already. If you have three
Right.
dummies, I think it's acceptable. Stationary stuff like that, I think it's all acceptable. But without it, I don't think I'll take it on its own. I think Bastion's probably better here.
Okay. And
Could
then
you,
out
could
of
you look?
these three,
I mean,
oh
yeah,
yeah.
it's crash test, but could you look back at how much armor it gives? I'm pretty sure it's like it's not relevant. It feels like 10 15. I understand, but it's like 20 armor is pretty good.
Hmm.
20 armor on like every unit is so much. Okay. But yeah, it'll be crash test if you don't take the other one.
Okay. Do you know what the math is like off the top of your head? Like what percentage? like more effective HP is 20 armor against an AD board.
Oh no, don't worry about. I don't do the math. I just know the. I mean, it is relevant just from the amount of games I play. Like I'm not a stats heavy person. I wish I
Hmm.
was. I think I'd be a way better player. But yeah, just from personal experience, I think this is actually really strong.
Okay.
And any board. I don't even think it has to be like these AP boards. It could be Israel boards as well.
Okay. And then positioning for the dummies, do you know how they jump? Like, is it worth putting them in the front row?
You
I don't know if
probably,
they like,
yeah, you probably have to put them in the front row. I think they only jump like two hexes now. It's not confirmed or anything. They won't tell you the hex range, but
uh,
just from if you full backline your dummy, I think it only jumps to the front line to the first row. Like it because that's just the first. It's not gonna jump like only like a few hexes in front of you. It's just gonna jump to the
mhm.
nearest thing. But I think from second row in it, it still only hits like the first row. It goes I think behind the first row. I think you put it way to the front, it goes maybe to the second row. But it's not that good, honestly. You do have to
Okay. So
frontline
you,
it though. You do have to like full frontline it. You
so
swap
pretty
it with
much dummies,
equability. Yeah, you swap it with
right? Okay. So dummies, you always frontline
yeah.
for a crash test. Okay.
So we can look, right? One's second, one's the third. So the third went to the front row, and the second still went to the. It's so bad. If you don't put a first row, it's not gonna go behind them, and you want them to go
Right.
behind them. Okay, so I mean, when you get KDA chosen, Helena, you want to place on KDA. So today you want to hold the Kaisers, Evelyn, or 7 KDA is a lot stronger spike. It's probably the best language, right? That's a 7.
Okay.
The set. So don't get baited by 5 spell weaver. It doesn't really do anything. The spike is 7 spell weaver, but then you have to play too many bad spell weavers. So it's like
Right.
it's always 7 KDA. If you
Okay.
hit Spellweaver Seraphine, then yeah, you have to live with the fact that you're aiming for 5 KD, 5 spell. But it's all, since it's KD Seraphine, it's always 1 KD. Because Akali's a
Okay.
good unit, and then I mean Kai'Sa, whatever, it's fine. It's not the worst. I guess one bad thing about trying to reroll like Seraph's defense is everyone's playing super fans this patch, so it's probably hard to reroll.
Hmm.
But if you do end up being the strongest one of all, then they'll die and you'll hit soon.
Yeah, I think there were like four players playing Kate or Super Fan. One, two, yeah, I think something like four. So if there wasn't any other Superfan players, I assume it'd be worth rolling for Nico 3 or
Yeah,
still to
yeah.
wait
I mean,
and
you probably right. So I think
okay.
without the Akali in your bench, you shouldn't go 8.
Hmm.
Um, if you did have the Akali, you probably go 8. It just depends on what you have. 'Cause 7 is probably easier or like a lot more stable than try to roll for Nico 3. Even if there was 0 super fan players, 7 KDA will guarantee you top 4 with
Hmm.
Seraphine 3. Whereas Nico 3 will guarantee you, I mean, maybe like a top 2 if you hit. If you don't hit, then you're buff. Or so it's like what risk you want to take.
Right.
Um, you're probably looking for a TG or a Giant Slayer here. I mean, any bow I don't know finish for Ari. Gins is fine. Giant Slayer is fine. It's probably you probably Nashers. I think I wouldn't go Nashers. Nashers as a solo item is like pretty
You want
mediocre.
mana regen with Nashers?
I think you don't
Or
need it,
specifically Shojin?
but it's not as strong as at least Rageblade scales, at least Giant Slayer, has value in the late game.
Hmm.
Nashor just does need, like you said, doesn't need it, but it's a lot better with blue buff or Shojin. Whereas the other items are good on their own.
I see.
Uh, so yeah, but it's crazy though, because I think these rounds you lose, if you the rounds that you do lose, probably wondering why. It's just because you don't have 7 KDA.
Uh-huh.
That's
Yeah,
just
I think
all.
I
That's just
was
how broken it is, honestly.
yeah. I was looking at the AP it generates between Spellweaver versus KDA, and I was like, oh, the AP is more, at least especially if I have Lulu. And that's why I was also doing the Nashers. But then I think the diff was when I put in 7 KDA eventually is actually Nico's HP is like 50%
Yeah,
more.
yeah, it's just the HP, the value you got.
Okay.
And Akali, like it's like especially Akali just because of menace, just takes all the aggro, just with every like Akali does a lot of work in this comp actually. Oh, okay, I see. I see now why he plays on KD. But when you play real comps like this, you should never be in these spots. I think you a few turns ago you probably should have sent it to 0, not waited this long.
Okay.
Maybe because you waited, you hit now, and you come back. That's different. Oh, Lulu 2 will always be better than this. Oh, but you have a okay, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I was still overvaluing the Spellweaver.
Oh yeah, we're not doing KD here. That's weird. Let's go after this spot. So Lulu here. Oh, this game might actually be a first because you have the emblem. If you actually hit, if you play 7 KD at all this game. I
Okay.
think you said you do, so I guess you win this round
I
and you play
think
next round.
I
Oh
eventually
no,
do.
you
But I
lived.
won, or I still have one life. I think this is where I was like, okay, well, that wasn't working, so maybe I'll just try the KDA. Oh, wait, but I sold the. Okay, so the 7 KDA is that much stronger, huh, than 5 Spellweaver.
Yeah. You shouldn't waste money on Sona either. Because knowing that you're gonna play 7 KDA is like want to play 5 spell. I mean, you can't fit 5 spell weavers. Like any Laoi won't probably be better or anything else. Okay. And Sona's just too much gold. I
Yeah.
think Sigs is probably really good. I mean, a Lulu naked Lulu is fine too.
So you're saying this could have been a first if I had just played
Yeah,
7
because
KDA earlier.
you got an emblem, and if you got to a 9 this game, oh, you're so
Alawi would have been
strong.
better than Lulu, huh?
Maybe no, no, I don't think so. It depends on your matchups. If you're against like Carthage Kali, sure, not then Lulu is probably better.
Okay.
This game kind of sucks though, because you didn't have a Kali too. But I know you skipped some on purpose because you weren't
Yeah.
planning on playing it. Obviously, there's another thing I can tell you now. Like you shouldn't hold these echoes. You don't have items for it. You shouldn't hold it at all. You should just go for Nico
Oh,
3. But I thought that
okay.
was just obvious. Like